Hi, I'm Qais, one of 4 founders of Moomeras. We have built a method to access in-app social media advertisement on smartphones. Instead of replying to questionnaires, study participants voluntarily install an app for study purposes on their smartphone. This app passively provides information for all in-app advertisements they see and interact with on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and so on. All GDPR compliant and saved on German servers. In a pilot study, we looked at 52 Facebook app users who have participated for 45 days on average from February to May 21. We tracked over 90,000 Facebook ads in total from all industries. Before we go into detail, I would like to say a few words about our background. We are an IT startup based in Bonn and founded in 2019. However, we have been working with smartphone usage data for over 8 years now. In 2019, at the University of Bonn, we launched the Mental app. The Mental app is a feedback app that tells you how long have you been online during the day, which apps do you prefer to use, at which time and where. This was the first of its kind back then, and until today we have more than 700,000 downloads at the University of Bonn, and it is the biggest data set available for academia until now. Over time, we got requests from several researchers, human scientists, especially market research companies as well. And now we are basically offering this technology to psychologists, social scientists, geoscientists, but also market research companies to conduct studies based on real data and not only questionnaire data on the smartphone. Here are some examples of projects we are currently involved in. The University of Tübingen, for example, uses our technology to better understand depression based on real smartphone usage data, how people interact in social media, how do they walk based on GPS data during the day and behave. Several universities use our technology in the field of smartphone addiction, but also sleep research. We have a project ongoing for the Ministry of Infrastructure, where we see whether we can improve the public transport planning based on smartphone usage data. But also we have several projects with market research companies ongoing. One project was with Respondi that we had at the beginning of the year until May. And based on this project, we also have the results for the study here. So thanks Respondi for helping us, providing the participant pool and conducting the study together with us. What did we analyze? The smartphone is by far the tool with which people spend the most time on social media. In Germany, the top social media smartphone apps for 2020 were Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook, and they spent more than 50 minutes on average in these 3 social media channels per person, of course, per day. So far, collecting smartphone usage data remained the black box. That's the feedback we got from several market research companies and media companies. And that's why we implemented this tool to track smartphone usage data, advertisement data only from social media channels. Okay, so here's some example data that we analyzed for over 90,000 Facebook ads. We have the user ID. With the user ID, you can, of course, match the sociodemographic data. If you, for example, have a panel provider that asks the participants up front, or you ask the participants themselves. We have the exact time of when the advertisement was seen by the participant by second, the application name, which was Facebook only, the publisher, which is the company that showed the advertisement, and the detailed content that was shown for this specific advertisement, including all the funny smileys. In the first test study, we looked at 52 participants who took part for 48 days, from February to May 2021. Although this is a pretty small sample size, we got quite some great insights over different industries, which I will show in the following slides for some industries. However, we did not only track the Facebook ads data only, we also tracked other data types. One of it was smartphone usage data per app. So we could say how much time they spent in total on their phone per user, which was around 5 hours. On average, they spent 30 minutes per day on the Facebook app. And also we got other data types from Google, so the Google searches, the website visits, and also we could track the whole customer journey in the Amazon app, from searching a product to putting something in a basket to buying something, and also the price information. However, these other data types, they are not part of this showcase study. We didn't use any questionnaires in this study, so we didn't get the sociodemographics by asking participants, but by reverse engineering the Facebook algorithms, we pretty sure know whether Facebook thinks they are male or female, and also in which age groups they are. And also we can get other sociodemographics data just by looking into the ads, how they are targeted through Facebook. Here's an overview of ads from top 50 publishers of all industries. We can see that 1/3 of all advertisements that people saw were from digital marketplaces. Second was the fashion industry with around 18%, and third, the online food industry with 16%. If we have a closer look into the digital marketplace industry, we see that more than 50,600 ads have been shown. More than 3/4 of all the ads in the digital marketplace sector is placed by Amazon and Wish in this study. In the food industry in Germany, we see that Rewe is ahead of their competition, followed by Lidl and Aldi Nord by placing ads on Facebook. More than 26% have been placed by Rewe in this study. HelloFresh is the only online grocery store, only just behind the top 3 food retailers. By looking into the beauty industry, we realized that L'Oreal is ahead of their competitors in advertising on Facebook in this study. More than 60% of advertisements have been shown by L'Oreal brands like Garnier, L'Oreal itself, or Maybelline in New York. We also looked into the fashion industry. In general, the fashion industry stores are more closely together in the competitive environment. In our study, Bonprix advertised the most with an average 5 ads per day. The collected data can also be used to analyze human behavior on participants' level over a long period of time and to see changes in the behavior. In this example, we looked at one user who was on average more than 8 hours per day on the phone and more than 80 minutes per day in the Facebook app, which is above average. We can see time changes over day and how many ads he has been shown. He has been shown several times over each day and over a period. Also, as you can see from these 3 ads, we can already see through Facebook reverse engineering that the participants is probably female and probably in an age where Pampers is interesting. Summaries and limitations. The method that we have used to track real participants' data on a smartphone for tracking Facebook ads data has quite some advantages to traditional methods, which would mostly be asking questionnaires. We track actual data at any time, we use real daily behavior of a target group, and do not ask questions which are usually biased, especially because of memory effects. Also, we get the whole competitors' data. So you make one study for one specific client, but you can use the data that you collected for hundreds of other clients as well. The only limit that we have on the quality level is that this can only be used for Android devices. On a quantity level, we can get thousands of data points per user per day. In this study, we just had a small sample size, which is quite of a limitation of the study, of course. But even here, we got more than 90,000 data points just out of Facebook ads data. If we sum up all the other data sources on Amazon data, Google data, and website information and app session information that we can get per user per day, we get more than 1,000 data points per day per user, which is millions of data points. The costs of conducting this study is much lower than traditional methods, which are mainly based on questionnaires. So you just make one study over all industries instead of asking specifically one participants to one client. This is also a time issue. It saves time on both sides, on the researcher level and on the participants level. Of course, you have to make an investment to get a proper participant pool. This was one of the limitations of the major limitation of this study. We just had a small participant pool because you need to incentivize people to download this app and use the app. But once there is the participant pool, the costs are much lower because you can distribute the insights to different companies from different industries. As mentioned before, this was just the first pilot study to see which advertisements people see on Facebook. However, right now we have implemented new tools and technologies to improve this method in the future. Right now we have already implemented real clicks on advertisements on Facebook ads. By analyzing also the click data, so which ads has been clicked the most, you can see how you perform with your competitors. Are my ads more successful than the ones of my competitors? Is it useful to use smileys, or are ads more successful if they don't? What is the perfect bench for my ad? This we can derive from real click and interaction data on ads. Also, we are currently implementing smart surveys on in-app interactions. So you can ask a person in the moment when he sees an ad, hey, did you actually realize that there was an ad? How was your impression? We are also currently implementing methods to track ads from other apps as well. Currently, we are implementing a method to get advertisements from Instagram. In the future, we're also planning to get it from other social media networks like LinkedIn or TikTok. Furthermore, the Mumras app is able to track more behavioral data than only advertisement data. We can, for example, see the complete customer journey on Amazon app, for example. Also, this can be implemented for other apps. Which products do people look for? Which products do they actually click on? Which product do they buy? To which prices? Also, we see which products they search just after they see an advertisement in the Facebook app or on any other social media app. In order to not ask questionnaires to the person, we are building AI profilings. So out of the smartphone usage data, we can derive product preferences, interests, and also personality traits. We can derive sociodemographics based on each app. So for example, through this reverse Facebook engineering that I showed before. Our goal here is to ask as less questions as possible to save time on both sides, on the participant side and on the researcher side. That was it. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your attention. I'm looking forward to your research questions at Core.